Okay. Should be live, I think. Right? Sure. Go ahead and share this where it needs to be shared so we can get this live stream going. Though I don't think anyone's here yet, so I'm quite literally talking to myself. Oh, I have one viewer now. Hi. How's it going? Um, I should be able to see your comments. I'm doing this the way I've never done it before. So I'm just assuming everything will go the way. Oh, hello, hi. Okay, it is showing up. That's good. I am going to be building a new chair today, so I figured let's just go and get all my buddies here, and we'll answer some questions and talk while I build this chair because I'm bored, and it's time to get it going. This might be a new chair for the channel, which you see all the time, or it might not. It just depends. I'm sharing this in the Discord real quick, and then we'll get going. I am live. Colon, paste, boom. All right, cool. How's it going, bros? How's it going, everybody? Hi, hi, hi. Okay, a lot of highs. Hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, Eric. Hi, ha, hi, Kings and Generals. I look at the thumbnail and honestly, helping you would be a mistake. So here's the fun thing. I don't like using instructions when I build furniture because I'm like, hey, I don't need that. Um, so I'm just gonna try and free wing it, and we're gonna see if I can just build this without instructions. Um, yes, I need something random and slightly pointless to watch while I am stuck in the car for 8 hours. Please don't be looking at this while you're stuck in the car for 8 hours. You can listen. That's okay. But if I catch you looking at me, because by the way, I can see through the cameras in everyone's phones, and if I see you looking at me, you're gonna have a problem. All right. So the scary part is this comes with a lot of screws. So we're gonna have to deal with quite a few screws, and I'm not entirely sure um, where each and every single one of them go. I'm gonna try my best. Look at all these wheels. I love wheels. I was watching a review of Infinity War today because I'm bored a lot, and I, for some reason, just wanted to know what like the critical reception around that movie was. And someone said it worked so well because it was compartmentalized like a tackle box, and I think that's really true. And I think epic fantasy actually does this a lot in general, where if you have a big cast, you just separate them all out and you give them their own very tight stories. And so it's a bit of criticism I've been thinking over and mulling and like applying to like I don't know Stormlight Archive when you have a big cast of characters, and it just seems to fit. It seems to fit. So that's what's been on my brain. But right now, I'm getting in the zone and getting this chair set up. It's just like a typical chair. It's not like a gaming chair or like some branded YouTuber chair. I know some people uh, some people are probably gonna be like, "Oh, do you have Pootie's chair?" No, I don't have Pootie's chair. I'm sorry. That's not what I'm trying to do here. Why do the comments keep going away? I need them to stay. Top chat, live chat, super chat. Okay, live chat. Let's just switch over to live chat. There we go. Now I will see the live chat and it will stay there. Cool. I don't know what floor gang means, but I don't have. Are you judging me for being on the floor? I just need to build a chair. Don't judge me for being on the floor. All right. Cool. This is the back of it. This is the back of the chair. I think it works pretty well. How are the new digs? I'm very happy with my apartment, aside from the fact that it's hardwood floors, which apparently means echoey. So thank you for asking, Cynthia. But oh my lord, is it echoey as crazy? Like, oh. So I ordered a carpet from Ruggable using a coupon code from Linus Tech Tips that I'm hoping will be a good solution. All right, so that's all good. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure this is all set up right now because there's something on my end that looks funny, so I just want to make sure. All right, cool. That looks all good. All right, but yeah, so I was thinking about it and I was like, yeah, that makes sense that like Infinity War worked and wasn't super messy because it did an extraordinarily good job of compartmentalizing the crap out of the story in a way that I found to be similar to epic fantasy. So no, I've not seen. I'm really close to the camera. Is this good? How you guys doing? Is this all right? No, I've not seen Artemis Fowl yet, but I've heard very bad things. No, that's not true. I've heard mediocre to bad. So that's the current condition of that. I've heard mediocre to bad. Why do people keep saying floor gang? Is that a thing? Yeah, I'm not gonna watch Artemis Fowl. No offense, I watch a lot of stuff for you guys. I recently watched Avatar: The Last Airbender for you guys. I might be watching Aragon again soon for you guys. I have no intention of doing Artemis Fowl. I have no connection. It's not hard fantasy in a way that I feel like it's my duty to watch it. So yeah, I'm not getting in. PewDiePie equals floor. Oh, okay, I don't watch PewDiePie. It's a PewDiePie thing. Gotcha. No, actually, I've cut way down the number of YouTubers I watch overall. It's really just a couple critics I really like, some really dope comedy stuff, and man, Philip DeFranco. That's really it. Oh, and tech. So much tech tube. Lots and lots of tech tube. All right, there's so many pieces to this chair. I'm still just pulling apart pieces. Yeah, and Red Letter Media, I definitely watched them. Actually, those are the people who had the comment about Infinity War. Yeah, Gravity Falls, Gus and Eddie. Oh, I love Gus and Eddie. They're wonderful. Boys support boys! So that's been great. MKBHD, big fan of him. I'm in the middle. I binged Attack on Titan yesterday. So there's been a lot of Attack on Titan progress. You can expect a season 2 review before too long. That's gonna be fun. So that'll be good. Get in your hole. IKEA? No, it's not IKEA. It's some like off-brand on Amazon. That a friend said he had this exact chair and that it was perfectly serviceable and cheap. And that's all I need in a chair. Perfectly serviceable and cheap. And that's all I wanted. I can put a link in the Discord to the exact chair that I got. If you guys want it, I mean I can do that. But I don't. Are you people wanting to buy my chair? Is that a thing? Should I have a merch chair? Just a chair with my giant face emblazoned across it. I'm looking for a good bookshelf. This is an IKEA shelf that was remarkably cheap. I think it's under $200, and totally worth it. It's the best bookshelf I've ever owned. Granted, I've only had like 3. Guys, I already have this whole part done. Ow, I hit my tooth. Andrew Solaney. This is help replace whatever you break after throwing chair parts in frustration. Please don't watch the worthless trash Aragon. I beg you, protect your brain cells. Thank you, Andrew, but I'm going to because the hatred fuels me. And that's surprisingly true. Hatred does fuel me, and I appreciate the support, man. But you can't pay me not to watch it because I need to do it because there's a lot of people who want me to do it. And it's really fun to watch something that I know even the author hates, so I can tear it to pieces with no guilt. Like, I can just go full in on it and be like, this is awful, and let's talk about why. And I think that's actually something I don't get to do, guilt-free. I mean, I do it. I just feel guilty when I do. What is better than Stormlight Archive? Which is better in Stormlight Archive? The world building or the therapy? Also, Teft therapy. I'm not sure what you mean. I think you mean the mental evaluation of the characters. By the way, I didn't forget water this time. Probably the world building. Don't get me wrong, as someone with anxiety, I appreciate the representation of the mental health stuff in Stormlight Archive immensely, but I'm not going to pretend that takes the same level of effort that Brandon has to put forward for his world building. I mean, the world building clearly just takes more effort. There's no denying that. FPS. Oh, Pips isn't helping. Pips is right here. Oh, you're on it. I can finally show your Pips. Hey, Pips. Hi, Pipums. There we go. You want to look over here? No? You just want to explore the parts? Yeah, he's having a good time. Every time I build furniture, he kind of just mauls it slowly. So, yeah, he's doing good. He's doing great. I love him. I love that cat so much. I tell him I love him. I actually audibly tell my cat I love him all the time. I don't know why I do that, but I do. This is to buy Pips a new chair too. Dude, okay. Am I a robot? No. But I, thank you for the dono. But I have tried to buy Pips furniture repeatedly. I have bought things for him to enjoy, furniture wise, and the only thing he likes is cat towers. He won't get in a cat bed, he won't get in anything but cat towers. So I've given up, and I will only buy him cat towers in the future because it's what he likes, and I'm not here to tell him that he has to like something else. Stop taking the chat away. Why is it doing that? And, Pips is calming down a little bit as he's getting older, which is really nice to see. He's not as hyperactive all the time as he once was. He's got a lot more chill to him. But I'm not gonna lie, I miss Kitty Pips a little bit. When he was that tiny little guy I brought home and was so exploratory. But I enjoy the new phase of Pips too. Sorry, I'm petting him, where he just lays on his fat butt and cuddles me. I mean, I'm good with that too. I'm good with that too. I got him a shorter tower actually for this apartment because he kept falling off his higher tower because he's so fat his butt would drag him off. So I got him a shorter one so that the ass damage wouldn't be as consistent. But yeah, he would very frequently just be sitting on his tower and his ass would be hanging off the edge and he would slowly just... Sorry, I saw a question real quick. Is this IKEA? No. I actually think IKEA furniture is pretty easy to build. Being this close up to the camera, it's like back in 2018. I know, isn't this is how I used to shoot all my videos. I was like, "Hi guys, this is a good video shot." Advice on college: is it necessary? Did you go? Yes, I went to college. I don't use my degree much at all, but I think it's still absolutely worth doing, if not just for the social aspects, the networking that happens, and I learned so much in college that I still use in my daily life. So while I personally don't necessarily use I do use my degree. My degree is in digital communications and rhetoric, so I speak for a living. So I recommend college is worth it, especially if you're going to get into some kind of special field that needs it. But I also don't bash great trade schools. I went to a trade school after college. I went to a software engineering school, and that was where my career was before I did YouTube, the software engineering. So I fully support alternative forms of education. Hey there, Daniel. Okay, I feel like science fantasy doesn't really get that much love, if at all, and it gets confused with sci-fi because spaceships, starships. Yeah, I'm actually covering that in a video tomorrow, so keep your eye out for that, and thank you for the super chat. But my video tomorrow is about hard sci-fi, and I briefly mentioned sci fantasy and soft sci-fi, and through the lens of Star Wars. Reading Lord of Chaos right now, almost done. How much do you hate Gawain? I hate him even more because people constantly tell me I need to be cast as him, and I'm sorry, but stop. But yeah, sci fantasy is actually, it's funny. Sci fantasy has its nose turned up at a lot, and give Gawain a break, people. My God. I don't think it needs to be. Sci fantasy is a wonderful subgenre, and people are constantly scoffing at it. And I'm like, no, it's perfectly fine. Let sci fantasy exist. I have no issues with sci fantasy. I have issues with people who try and bash sci fantasy. It's perfectly okay as a genre and should be appreciated as such. That's my piece there. As a hard sci-fi lover, I still love soft sci-fi. And I still love sci fantasy. Back to the Future is one of the best movie trilogies ever. It has aged rather poorly in a couple ways, but I don't mind it. I still appreciate Back to the Future for the wonderful, odd creation that it is, and I'm allowed to do that. Galad is greater than Gawain, yes. Did the Lightbringer series make the shelf? I only own one Lightbringer book, but I have 2 copies of it, and that's the Burning White. So I actually need to go get the rest of the whole series. Series I don't own that might surprise people include Witcher, Dresden, and the full Lightbringer. I don't own those books except for a couple here and there. We need art of you in Matt's hat and Ashandara reading a giant Pips. Someone please do it. Oh my lord. That's an idea. I've had lots of fan art recently, so if someone wants to, go right ahead. Down with Gawain from Potato. You know what? That's okay. Aged poorly. I'm just talking about the fact that a large part of Back to the Future is Marty and his mom almost banging, which is a little weird. And there's also some stuff with appropriation that's a little cringy, but overall, I still love those movies and appreciate them. I mean, Back to the Future. Back to the Future is a movie that can never be remade. It can never be redone because the casting was so perfect. So much came together. They basically shot that whole first movie twice. A lot of people don't know that. They basically almost got. People think they shot a little bit with the original actor. No, they were weeks into filming. They were almost done, and then they realized this guy sucked, and apparently he was kind of a jerk. So then they brought in Michael J. Fox and basically reshot that first movie with him. And Michael J. Fox, of course, killed it. And did such a phenomenal job. I love Michael J. Fox. Hero of mine. What he puts up with his illness, he's such a role model. But and then there's like one shot that apparently still has the original actor who played Marty McFly's fist in it, and that's when he punches Biff. From Elizabeth, did you ever see They Shall Not Grow Old? Yes. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was so outstanding. I loved it. Highly recommend that to anybody watching. It's an outstanding piece of historical reevaluation. Just finished Rage of Dragons. OMG, so good. Also wondering where the rest of Red Rising is in your TBR. Approaching higher than you might think. Sorry, I'm going to focus on the chair for a second. Higher than you might think. Red Rising is something that as I've sat on it, I've gotten more curious and wanted to check it out more and more to see why people keep hyping it so much to me. So Red Rising I'll probably be picking up sooner rather than later, to be perfectly honest here, because I just want to know where it goes. So yeah, I will eventually be getting to Red Rising, because so many people are so mad at me about that review. I mean, I think I stand by it. Maybe I'll give it a re-review, but a lot of people say it also gets better from there, and I'm always happy to hear that. I love hearing a series gets better from a first entry, because so often you hear the opposite. Man, screws don't like me. Oh, there's a super chat. Damn it, I'm screwing something. Hi, Daniel. What are your thoughts, if any, on balancing the use of coincidences in a story with how much the reader is willing to suspend their disbelief? Also, congrats on the new chair. That's a good question, because that's a rough thing to incorporate in the story. Sorry, you probably can't hear me very well when I'm talking towards the floor. Coincidence or plot convenience annoys people. For good reason, especially if it's mishandled. It's annoying to have just things happen unjustified, and it's clearly just so the next thing can happen. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who really hate that. So to me, it's case by case, and there are certain stories that are filled with plot conveniences, and everyone just forgives them because they're well-told stories. So I think it's more the things around the plot conveniences that matter more than the plot conveniences themselves. That's my thoughts there. I think you just need to have a good story, and you'll find your audience to be very forgiving, as well as long as you're still sorry, this screw is not wanting to go in its hole. That's a sentence. As long as you're putting in your time and effort. All right, we got to hold up. Red Rising is one of my favorite series. Golden Sun, the second book, takes things to another level. I've heard that. Thank you. Hi, Daniel. I just bought a Mexican Black King snakes. Any name suggestions? I hate snakes a lot. I don't know. Ecans. Let's go with the Pokemon one, right? That's a good one. Man, I do not like snakes, though. I have a phobia of them that is massive. I have swum with sharks. I'll have a tarantula in my face. I don't care. Doesn't bother me at all. You put a snake near me, I'm not about it. We want pics of Pips as a kitten on Instagram. I think I've posted a couple. I'll try and see if I have any more. Have you read any Guy Gavriel K? Thoughts? I have a review of Tigana on the channel, but more Guy Gavriel K is very high on my TBR because I fell in love with his writing with Tigana. I killed a couple books this week. I'm proud of the reviews I have out because they were not easy to get done. Aloha from Hawaii. Win bomb back. Send shares. I'll get the P.O. box up before too long, though that is a stressor in my life because it is stressful to deal with that. Trust me. I don't necessarily need right now, so it might be a couple more weeks, but it will be happening. Demon Cycle coming soon? Yes, I will be having Demon Cycle before long. Did you see the Tolkien movie? I enjoyed it, but it left too much out. I did not, because I specifically heard it was not good, and the Tolkien estate said, like, so I kind of backed out. Has Stephen King or Brandon Sanderson had a bigger impact on your style of writing and your preference as a reader? Ooh, controversial opinion time. Stephen King by far, because Stephen King has more style than Brandon. I love Brandon. He's an amazing storyteller, but he doesn't necessarily have a lot of style. He's very much about his formula. And if you want to be influenced by Brandon's style, you're basically just going to be adapting his formula, and I'm not about that. I think I enjoy Brandon more as an author in certain ways, but it's nearly impossible for me to say like Brandon's style has influenced me more, because Brandon's style is wearing his influence on his sleeve. So if you're saying you're influenced by his style, you're kind of just saying you're influenced by his influences. And then on top of that, he first arm on update arms. And then on top of that, Stephen King is so stylized in his writing that I find myself vastly more quote unquote influenced by him. That's just my 2 cents. It's my 2 cents there. So let's see with some non-super chats. Personally, I like King more than Brandon, but I like Brandon too. Just my preference. Yeah, it's not an either. It's an or. You know what I'm saying? It's an or situation we got going on. Which screw did I just use for this? Totally drawing a blank on which screws. Man, I should have kept those organized. We're gonna pay a price that I did not keep these screws organized and have not been looking at the instructions, because reviews of Ghibli movies continuing or not? Yes, they are. And I am going to be doing a joint review of one of them, so expect that, a collab review of whichever one we decided on. I honestly can't remember. That was like me trying to be cute for a second, and then I was like, no, I don't remember which one. So yes, there will be more Ghibli. Hey Daniel, I've asked this before, but now that you are caught up on Dresden and finished, Harry versus Roland. I love the channel, Harry. I completely agree with Patrick Rothfuss's assessment that Harry Dresden is one of the best characters of the modern fantasy era. It's very easy to write him off, especially with the sense of humor around him is not super deep, but his development as a character is, oh my god, next level. Jim Butcher is funny. He's a fantasy author who a lot of people just write off because he writes goofy stories. But in reality, there's depth to the way he handles his characters that few come close to, and it's a full, well-rounded cast. It's not just one character, and that actually is what allows Dresden to grow all the more. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. But I still love Roland, but I just find him to not be nearly as interesting as Dresden. Mistborn versus Radiant. Will we see it happen? I don't know if we'll see it happen, but Mistborn for me. I just recorded a podcast episode where we discussed Mistborn with Inking Out Loud. So if you guys want to check that out, it should be released before too long. I should be writing. I know I should. The book ain't going to write itself after all. But here I am watching a chair. Hey man, I'm not in charge of your life choices. Read The Talisman by King, I think. Talisman is a wonderful story. I need to get more King reviews just out there. I haven't reviewed all of the King books I've done. So that's a problem. Have I seen Gravity Falls? My friend Morgan, who was in a video a while back, she got me into watching Gravity Falls, and I haven't continued because we kind of watch it together, and we haven't sat down and watched more of it. But Gravity Falls, I really enjoy the episodes I did see. Definitely that kind of absurdist cartooniness. That's so much fun. The chair's right here, and we officially have 2 arms. Yay! It's easier than I thought it would be to do this while talking to you guys. So that's where I'm at. What do I think of the whole JK situation? Man, I don't know if I want to get into that right now. Let me see. It's an issue that obviously I'm an outsider looking in on, so I'm speaking from an ill-informed standpoint. But what I know that is happening is J.K. Rowling has hurt a lot of her fans, and people I trust a lot have been saying what she's been doing is wrong. And so I will agree with them and do my own research at a later point. But I would say that, when you've managed to make this many people upset, you've probably done something pretty awful. But I'm also going to say it happened right when I was moving, so I haven't actually looked into it to see exactly what is happening as well. So I'm not entirely sure what's been going on there. Where are the holes? Um, so that's, it's an unfortunate situation for sure, because I know a lot of her fans are very hurt, which is never good. Have you read The Gray House by Mir? No, I have not. Very good surrealist fantasy. Surrealist fantasy is just sexy. Can we acknowledge that? Surrealist fantasy is sexy. 768 people on my end, which is unreal. Thank you guys for the support. I love, 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 love y'all. Would you consider starting a fantasy podcast? Something's in the works, and that's all I will say right now. All right, and I'll be working out the details with some people soon, and I'm very, very excited to get that going. I don't know if I'm supposed to use the really long screws for this or the not really long screws for this, so I'm befuddled, confused, outraged, unsure what to do. So I'm going to use the really long screws because I think they need them. I think we need the really long screws. Have any thoughts on Twin Peaks? I've never seen a show recover as well as Twin Peaks did because the ending is outstanding, but boy is it not worth the watch because of all the bad. Did I ever finish Memory, Sorrow, Thorn? Yes, I did, and my thoughts will be coming probably within the next couple of weeks in a video. I know people hate when I just don't tell them the answer, but I of course, we're positive. It's a classic for a reason, and I can't wait to fully express myself. But yes, I finished it, but it's kind of lumped in with a few other series I've finished. I'm 2 more Malazan books in. I just haven't reviewed them yet, so look out for those. I'm behind on book reviews. I really need to get there. Someone mentioned Kings of the Wild. I don't know why. I just saw Kings of the Wild, and I just want to throw out that Kings of the Wild's amazing. Nicholas Ames is a good dude, and if you haven't read his book, do so. Kings of the Wild is easy, breeze through in a weekend, and it will be one of your favorite reads of the year. Choose a Cosmere character drinking buddy. That's a good one. Cosmere character drinking buddy. Moash. No. 27 days till peace talk. Hype! I am hyped. I am so hyped. Probably, I'm going to be, Syl. Can Syl be a drinking buddy? I'm going to say Syl. I want to go drinking with Syl. Finish Wheel of Time, praise me. Good job! Good job, sir! I'm proud of you. You've accomplished something great, something outstanding, and you should feel immense pride. And now you can join us all online, complaining, whining, discussing, debating, and just having a good time. Highly recommend you do. It's so much fun. All right, let me focus on these super chats because they're starting to flood in. I need to catch up. That screw is being annoying. All right. You get an advanced copy of Rhythm War, only condition you must eat a meal from Taco Bell. Do you accept? No, because Taco Bell might kill me because it's awful poison sludge and I don't want to risk that. So, no. Daniel, what are your thoughts on Mac versus Windows versus Linux? And have you experienced VR yet? Yes, I've experienced VR. It's outstanding, but I'm going to wait a few generations before I heavily invest in it because it needs to have its kinks worked out. I personally use Macs for editing, Windows for gaming, and Mac is iOS is essentially Linux with a skin on top. So I like iOS and Linux for more bare bones brute force stuff. But if you need a gaming PC, you need a PC. Hot take: too many fantasy novels ending with a new piece rely upon a drastically overpowered hero to enforce the peace. Thoughts? Yeah, you're kind of right, because that's not real peace. That's forced peace, and that's not a real resolution. All that makes me think is, okay, once this person's gone, it's going to go down again. So I think you're right. Who is your fantasy bae? Does that mean I have to pick one character that I'm like the most in love with? Avienda or Vin, they're both outstanding. They're my fantasy baes, if we're gonna put it that way. Thank you so much for the super dono. I appreciate it, Jaren 20, and yeah, probably Avienda. I also have a weak spot for redheads. Redheads and tattoos, guys. That's my weak spot. Does the fact that R.F. Kuang is writing a Star Wars story mean you'll review your first Star Wars book? Probably. Mainly because I'm just really curious to see where she's at with that and how she goes in and writes for them. That'll be interesting to see. So yes, probably there. With your love of Stephen King, have you considered reading more horror/thriller books? I read both SSF and horror and find the character work in horror far superior. I don't know if I agree with that, but I've read a good bit of horror outside of the typical. The Cino chair. The chair is in works. Okay, we're getting there. um, but I've read some Dean Koontz. I've read a lot more classic horror, and that's where my experience is at. Has your confidence grown since starting YouTube? A lot. I'm just trying to keep my ego in check. No, I'm good, but I still have my anxiety, so there's a balance to be had. Thank you so much for recommending Wheel of Time. I'm only on book 2. So far, so good. Stay happy and healthy. Thank you, Sarah. And back to you, everyone. I hope you're all staying socially distant, still wearing your masks, and not buying into that Joe Rogan bro science BS. Moash gets way too much hate. He wanted one thing. He sacrificed. Okay, spoiler maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that because of spoiler, but I think you're wrong. I think Moash is a piece of garbage. All right, I think that's all the super chats. Let's get to some regular ones here. Michael Bay should make Terry Goodkind movies. He could do to his books what he did to Transformers might actually improve it. Wow, that is a good. Okay, uh, you heard a lot of wallets, Daniel. I know I do. Hey Daniel, thanks for all you do. Have you taken the official Knights Radiant quiz? If so, what order are you in? Yes, I included it in the last episode of Fantasy News. What was it I was in, guys? It was one that started with an E that Dalinar's in. I can't remember the name because dyslexia. I remember the name, I just don't know how to pronounce it at all. Hoyd on margaritas. That's a good pick. It could Tin Soon. Could I pick Tin Soon? Yeah, there we go. The one people are saying, that's the one I got. The fact that you guys remembered it better than me says something about my mental state, for sure. Stress. Don't worry, I'm not that stressed. I'm getting better. I'm getting a lot better. No, I was not a bondsmith. I made fun of bondsmiths. Pretty funny to hear you went to my high school in your education video. Have a feeling I know what teacher you're talking about. Great. Yeah, if he's still there, I'm sure you do, because he's the best teacher I had in high school. I wish I could get in touch with him and just tell him how much he, even though he and I disagreed on some political stuff, how much he helped shape my love of history and view of the world, man. One good teacher can have such an immense impact on who you become as a person. It's unreal. That's why I love good teachers. I love good teachers, man. I love, love, love good teachers. And I'm trying to stall while I get this chair lined up. Ah! Come on. God, well, where's the hole? Oh, we got a sticker. Thank you so much, Lily. Can you please explain to me why Color of Magic and Light Fantastic is considered not a good start? I just don't get it. They're my favorite. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I just kind of picked what personally impacted me, man. It's all going to come down to personal preference. Color of Magic, I just found not to be overall good. Wow, Pratchett's best work, and it just didn't strike me as charming and enveloping as later entries. So that was just how it struck me. When are you getting a new PO box so we can send you stuff? I addressed this earlier. Couple of weeks. I just need more time to not deal with more things on my plate. Favorite Wheel of Time book? Today I'm feeling Knife of Dreams. I love me a knife with some dreams. I dream a dream of trying to get this hole lined up, but it won't get lined up because the world hates me. Joe Abercrombie or Scott Lynch? Joe Abercrombie, mainly because I have gotten through more of his works, so I can more reliably say Joe Abercrombie. 2 books from Scott Lynch I've read, or 3 books from Scott Lynch I've read. I still have some. There we go. Oh, hold up. Shh. I got it. Serious, thank you for getting back into fantasy as a teacher of high school students. I wanted to recommend some to them. What are your thoughts? Yeah. I might anger some people in my audience, but if you're going to recommend fantasy to high school students, go with the classics first. Establish a love for classics, and then let them go into the new wave, because the new wave is great, but it's important in my experience to start with the roots, come to appreciate it, and then move on to the other stuff. Because if you just jump into the new stuff, I think there's a higher likelihood of them never going back and enjoying some of the classics because they become used to and comfortable with the modern prose style, which there's nothing wrong with. But pick up a Once and Future King, give it a go, and then move on to your Poppy Wars. Just get that Once and Future King under your belt. It's heavy-handed. It's a bit obvious, but it's worth a go. It's still beautiful. You still enjoy it. Tell you why you should read a time video after never reading it. Now I read 40 books this year. Help. No help. Keep reading. That's my biggest motto of the channel. If you find yourself drowning in reading, good. Read more. Thank you, Nathaniel, for the dono. Read more. Whether it's rhetoric books or incredible American speeches, just enjoy things, read them, listen to them, experience other human beings giving you bits of their mind, because that's what reading is. And it's something we all need to do more of. Opinion on music and fantasy like songs in Lord of the Rings. We're currently over dependent on classical. And don't worry, I get it, it fits. And not classical, orchestral. Is that the word I'm looking for? Orchestral, the John Williams stuff. I don't know, my brain's fried. But we're a little bit over reliant on that. I want some more risks taken. What we're reliant on is a very good formula that'll never get old, but I'd like to see some alternative stuff. If they want to do some new wave things in the Wheel of Time show, I'm open to it. Put some lo-fi in there, see what happens. I'm all about it. Experiment. Because while the Lord of the Rings soundtrack is one of the greatest soundtracks of all time, same with Harry Potter, let's do some interesting things. Let's mix it up. Let's get a little wild and weird. Have you read any classic Soviet sci-fi? No! Oh, but I would love some recommendations of that. That would be a fascinating turn to take. Guys, we have the body of the chair built. This is built! Am I going to use this for the videos? I don't know. But we have the body of the chair built. Happy to say that. So if you could recommend some Soviet sci-fi, that'd be awesome. Why was God so darn annoying? I can't get into that because spoilers. But I would say just because of... I wouldn't necessarily it's him as a character. I would say it's choices made around him as a character that lead to it more than anything else. Classic Soviet sci-fi book. Stalker. Ooh, I've never even heard of that. I love things I've never even heard of. Oof. How is Tarzan? I've never read the original Tarzan book. Your favorite Game of Thrones book? Maybe the first one. I just love that. Feast for Crows, possibly. I'm trying to keep them straight in my... Oh, hey, Jonathan, how's it going? But maybe, yeah, I would say... Yeah, I would say probably Feast for Crows. Hot take, Gawain had a good heart and he was thrown over the... yeah, probably true, but still annoying. Daniel, have you watched a show called Firefly? Yes, and I think it's good, but not worth the hype. Jonathan, hey Daniel, I'm finishing Pet Sematary with my book club. They're both in education field, and I want to introduce them to fantasy with contained story on a level to mentally stimulate our discussion. Any great rec? So a standalone. Well, a lot of people are going to throw Warbreaker at you, and I don't think they're wrong. Warbreaker would be a good one, but I think some of Joe Abercrombie's standalones, if you're not committed to going into the rest of his series, could be a great introduction to the modern state of fantasy because he's so representative of a lot of things that's happening. But if you don't necessarily care about being modern fantasy, I'll throw Guy Gavriel Kay at you with Tigana, which is still probably my favorite book I've read this year. And then if I wanted to throw something at you that's completely left field, I will dig down deep and I will remind you that sci-fi is technically a subgenre of fantasy, and I will throw you Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which yes is a part of a series, but you certainly don't need to read beyond Hitchhikers, and is another great way to start because absurdism is really going to hook some people almost every time. Is there any other great recommendations I could have for standalones right now? I mean, if you want to do fantasy standalones, man, King is a way to go. Especially if you just did Pet Sematary, you can remind your group that you just did fantasy, right? You can say, we did fantasy, guys. We're in this. Yeah, I think those are some good recs right there. Yeah, I'm fine with that. And let's move on. Oh, Kings of the Wild would be another good one if you want someone more lighthearted and easy to just ruin the stream. No, but I got a phone call. Let me call back. I'm gonna be on the phone again for a second. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I am live streaming. You're currently in front of 800 people. So what's up? The former. All right, bye. Sorry about that. Just getting dinner. Best soundtrack in a sci-fi show is Umbrella Academy. I can't speak to that, but I'll give that a listen. I'll go to YouTube and give that a go. Thank you for the sticker, Henrietta. Appreciate it. Let's see. Do we have any other super chats? No, I think I'm caught up. I think I'm caught up. Or one just came through. Russian Urban Fantasy Series. World of Watches. Oh, okay. Anything exciting you are reading currently? Malazan, more Joe Abercrombie, more Realm of the Elderlings, and I'm also stepping my foot. Do I want to say this out loud? I've been stepping my foot back a little bit into Forgotten Realms. And you might be getting some Forgotten Realms content before too long. I want to address some of the Forgotten Realms haters out there. For someone who just jumped in, it's probably a little weird to see my head, but I'm screwing things. Why is this not? Why won't this? Do exactly as I say, please. Oh, Lord. This is my life right now. So yeah, I've been doing that. I'm also about to pick up Demon Cycle, which people have been begging me to get to. I've decided I'm not going to continue Iron Druid because I've had a lot of people say, hey, it kind of gets better, but then it tanks, and that review didn't do well. So I'm also picking up more Octavia Butler. So I'm going to be getting more Octavia Butler under my belt because I'm blown away by her writing. Disappointed by how few people watched Parable of the Sower review, but hey, I'm not going to let views dictate all my reading choices, and that's a fact. Hot take: Gawain is a garbage person and possibly the worst part of Wheel of Time. He's probably a little more sexist than people realize, but yeah, Gawain has issues. Your favorite prose and fantasy? Gosh, so do I want to say Patrick Rothfuss? No. Guy Gavriel. Tad Williams also is well worth a mention. Tad Williams' prose are truly beautiful. I was using the wrong screw. That's why. It was the wrong screw. So this one will bite. If hoping I didn't just eat up the teeth of this hole and make it so it can't bite. Get in your hole. Just get in the hole! Dear God. Oh, gosh. I may just be weird, but I would suggest watching Umbrella Academy before listening to the soundtrack unless you already decided you don't like it. I really enjoyed being surprised by the music and how it was used in the show. Oh, okay. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you, Potato. There's a lot of shows people want me to get to. That's why I said soundtrack first. So if you're willing to let me hold off, I'm moving you guys. And I'm going to be behind on Super Chats for a second because I need to focus on this chair. I need to focus on this and get this done diddly done skulls. So just give me a second here. Give me a second. Because this is being very annoying. And oh, that's a leg. That's a leg right there. Bite. Just get in your... Why? Do I need to loosen these? I'll do it. Sorry guys, just don't super chat right now. I can't get to it. I'm focusing. Sorry for the hairy leg. I did just shave my face though, so it's not as hairy as I could be. Shaved it yesterday and I already have stubble covering my dumb face. All right, come on. Okay, this should work. The screw fell in the hole. There we go, got it. All right, I'm gonna get this. No super chats, just let me get this in the hole, all right? There it is. It's in. I got it. All right, let me grab the other one.
tighten these boys down, and we will be good to go. Oh, distraction. I hate you. I hate whoever you are. Awful. I'm kidding. I love you. You're fine. Get in there. Tighten it up. I'm excited for this chair. I still don't know if I'm going to be using it in this room or not, but it might be the new face of the channel, because let's be honest, you're all here for the chairs. That's what's been around from the beginning. You guys are here for the chairs. I know you. That's what you're about. You're a chair gang. You guys kept saying floor gang in the chat for some reason. Well, I'm chair gang. And we're going to get this done. All right. All right. I think that's all tightened. Did I forget any of these? Did you guys see me tighten 4? I think I tightened all 4. Ooh, that cracked a little bit. Probably went a little too tight there. I do that. I go too tight, and it's a problem. All right, you're gonna get a little more leg because I need to readjust. There we go. All right, there we go. That's done. That's done. That's done, boys. That's good to go. And then this goes in there, and then this goes here, and I think we have a chair. Oh God, it fell apart so fast. All right, let me get to the super chest that I missed. All right, hold up. Where were they? Okay, there's potatoes. Road 6 Stalker is a name for the game / movies. Okay, cool. Favorite band music genre? Hip hop and classic rock. Favorite band is always going to be Queen. You listen while reading? No, I do not. Your Parable of the Sour Review got me to buy it. Oh, that's wonderful to hear. I'm glad you did. It's one of my favorite books I've read this year, if not my favorite. But God, I have to think about that. Should I do a mid-year like best books? I don't know. All right, sorry. Okay. All right, that just fell apart. What did I do wrong? There's still a screw out here, so maybe I forgot to put a screw in. I will look at the instructions like some pathetic peasant. No, that doesn't need a screw because it just kind of snaps in. Yeah, so I'm good. I just didn't put enough pressure on it. All right, I'm going to throw myself bodily into this chair, and then we're going to be good to go. All right, let me just throw myself bodily into... Ow! Okay. Oh! Get in there. Huh. That's a done chair. That is a done, diddly done chair right there, boys. That chair is done. Look at that. Done chair. It's a small chair, so I need to bring that up. And the chat went away. Beautiful. I don't think I missed any super chats. I think you guys were good. You can do them again if you want, but I think I got them all, so we're good. Have you seen Neon Genesis Evangelion? The theme is amazing. Hope you finished the chair. I have not. The chair is finished, so we're good. Stressed. Okay, I will do a stressed hair chest. I will do this. All right, yeah, this is a good idea. Thank you for the... Okay, that's a pretty low chair. That's as high as it goes, and it goes that high. So I'm a little disappointed in that, but you let your chair be what the chair is going to be, and then you experiment. Okay, time to put my butt in the chair for the first time. No one better leave during this, because we are about to have an experience together. All right. That is a budget chair. This is what a $40 chair will get you, boys. You know what? I don't hate it. It's definitely like cheap. You know when things are cheap and you're like, it's what it needs to be? That's the vibe I'm getting. I appreciate it. I don't think it's the chair I'm going to use in this office. Unless, I don't know. Here, let me put you in the position. Have you ever considered reading John Gwynne's series, The Faithful and the Fallen? Yes, I have considered. I think it was on my TBR at one point, but it's not anywhere near high right now. How many tattoos do I have? 6. I recently counted because Morgan and I were comparing. Have you read Ted Williams' Bobby Dollar series? No, I have not. All right. Tell me which chair is better. Now I need you guys. All right, now I need... Okay, this is basically the view, right? Close enough. All right, hold up. Okay. All right, so this This is new chair vibes. All right, this is new chair gang. It's basically you wouldn't see the chair is new chair gang. If you're part of new chair gang, I am just more me in the shot and less chair. So if you like new chair, you're gonna vote 1. Or I'm gonna get a poll going. All right, so this is new chair. This is new chair vibes. And then old chair vibes is this, where you definitely have more chair presence for the review. I don't know if that makes me look like an evil person, but you know, if you have the big overarching chair, I think it gives off more evil vibes. It's up to you guys to decide which one y'all are gonna like more. I'm gonna put a poll in the chat. And we'll get it going. Let me figure this out. All right, let me get a poll maker real quick. Don't put your little things in there yet. We're making this official. All right, we're gonna put an official chair poll in here. New chair, less in shot, and then old chair, more in shot. All right, cool. All right, I'm creating this now. I'm gonna put it in there, and this is gonna be the most official thing we've ever seen happen in the world. I don't mean to overhype this, but this is more important than the November election. All right, this is a big deal right now. Josh, now is not the time to text me. All right, the poll is in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. It's there, so you can go do what you need to go do. And I will look at it in a minute. All right. Do I need to? Someone just say spank the chair, guys. Maybe. All right. Speaking of chairs, you should buy a replica of the Game of Thrones chair and use that instead. There is no way that is comfortable, and I already have back problems, but I love where your head is at. Suggested on getting through Malazan. I'm stuck in the second book and can't convince myself to pick it back up. Here's my suggestion, Zach. It's maybe the hardest series to get through in fantasy, and no one who's sane will blame you for tapping out. So if you're not finding it for you, that's okay. Especially if you get to Memory of Ice and you still ain't about that, then yeah, go right ahead. Go right ahead. That's allowed. Wheel of Time rules? Yes, it does. Evil, sadistic Daniel is best Daniel. Am I coming across evil and sadistic? Sadistic? I don't know. All right, I'm going to re-put the poll again. I'm going to put it one more time in case people missed it. And then we're going to go look at the results. And I will let you know if new chair, less in shot wins, or old chair hanging up over my head wins out. I'm excited to see which will be the one. All right, so we're going to let that go for a minute. How fast do you read? What's your words per minute? I've never timed myself. I've timed my typing abilities, but never. It's okay that I have 3 bolts left over, right? That's good. Hi, Rags? Rags. Oh, yeah, there's a big window in this room, and windows are like the #1 thing for sound reverberation, and you can hear it on the mic. So I have to put a blanket over it to stop the echo, which there still is a little bit one in this room, more than my last one. So, all right, let's see officially what happened here. New chair or old chair? Who won out? Wow, that... First of all, the percentage of you that voted is so high. About half of you have voted. And it's 75.53% for old chair. Old chair wins. We're sticking with that. Thank you guys for participating so actively. Old chair for the win. I'll take new chair and put him in my other desk, and that is where he will reside. And I'm very happy we did this together. This was an experience that I enjoyed greatly. I appreciate you all coming with me. I am on low battery, and also the chair is built. So I think mission accomplished, and I love you all. Thank you for keeping me company, because this would have been just a stressful, annoying thing to do by myself, and it was fun to do it with you all, which I always appreciate. Can you measure your words per minute as you read? Yeah, I don't know if you can. I mean, what about like multiple big words and stuff? Wouldn't that mess it up? Am I wearing contacts? Yes, but this is my natural eye color. A lot of people think I wear colored contacts. I don't. This is just my eyes. My eyes fluctuate a lot in color depending on the lighting of the room. They can be very gray or very blue. It's just a thing. And I plan on getting LASIK soon, which will be better. Both chair gangs must unite for maximum seating. This is the right mentality. Unity. A man of charity, Daniel Greene. Why did I move? I moved to Ohio for a job I didn't have anymore, and my relationship there ended, so there's just nothing keeping me there. And I missed all my buddies back in here. That's why I've had phone calls and stuff while I'm filming, because I actually have friends around me who are like, hey, let's hang. I mean, I had friends in Ohio, but they just weren't, there's like your lifelong friends, and there's your friends you make when you move to a state. But I will have people from Ohio come visiting me. Double chair gang, I should do that. I need to find a way to sit in both chairs. That's going to happen. Daniel Greene, read this. Haha, I did. You've achieved your life dreams. Would you consider making a video about LASIK when that happens? I'm considering it. I'll tell you. I'll put it on my Instagram live when that happens, but it's probably like a year or so out because I need to wait for my eyes to stop changing prescription because they still do regularly, which is really annoying. I currently have -8.5 and -9. I am blind. It is really, really bad. That's why I paid for them to thin my lenses as much as I could in my glasses, and they're still like at least 1/4 of an inch thick, maybe even like 1/2 an inch pushing. It's it's a lot. Put Pips in the other chair. I'm surprised he's not. Where did he go? Let's go find Pips. Pipums. Oh, he's in his litter box. I'm not gonna bother him while he's in his litter box. Where's the chair? The chair that is done is over there. Look at it in all of its beauty. That is a beautiful chair. I love that chair. This is getting weird. This is getting weird. Double chair. Give another chair to Pips. So glad you liked Small Gods. I'm so happy I said I loved it, Nolan. I loved it. I know people used to reach out to me on Discord. I've kind of just stopped responding to messages there and have it muted because it got to too much. So sorry about that. I don't know. I'm having to put up more and more walls because anxiety sucks. And one of my big triggers for anxiety is just messages from people. I don't even like texting my good friends. That's why they call me, because they know I prefer a call. That's the thing. And so it turns out one thing I didn't think through of becoming a YouTuber is people want to talk to you and message you. Someone was like, I should buy a disposable phone that has a number people can call me at. And I was like, that's a horrible idea because I will never be able to sleep. The other day, I opened my Twitter DMs because I was like, how long can I do this until something weird happens? And I got a couple messages, a couple more came in. And then I got a nude from a dude. And I was like, cool, closing it again. I think it was 2 hours before that happened. Yeah, that's one of those things. Marhaba from Lebanon, Daniel. Oh, thank you so much. When am I putting my P.O. box back up? Couple of weeks, promise. Have I read American Gods? Yes, and there's a review on the channel. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shower and get ready for Morgan to come over and have some dinner. I love doing this, guys, and I appreciate you keeping me company, because trust me, this would have been very annoying to do alone, and being able to interact with everyone just made it fun and enjoyable. So like and subscribe. Have a good one, y'all, and flat out, straight up, peace and all that.